All right. Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I am super excited. I am still have so much adrenaline from just being so busy this week, but I have not crashed yet, which is good. I know, though, by Friday I will be ready to definitely take a break. But this week I've also realized that sometimes I think loving what you do for your work is so hard to not work. I feel like a lot of people ask me what I do, and I'm always telling them that I'm working. But the thing is, I love what I do, and I love working because I love what I do. And I kind of start to forget that. A lot of you know, if you've been following me for a while, my name is Kayla, and I'm a registered dietitian. And I I work with one-on-one clients that are plant-based runners. Specifically, that is who I work with. And I also just announced that I'm also taking on clients for run coaching. So I'm a nutrition and run coach, as well as a registered dietitian. And I also work full-time for a program that's through the USDA. It's an amazing program, but this week I've been at one of the schools that we were in doing nutrition education with kids in grades K through 6th. And I forget, because I haven't been often teaching into the schools as since I've really, it's been probably about a few years since I've been doing this, but the past year, I transitioned to a new role, a new office, and stuff like that. That I haven't really been doing more supervising duties and not as much direct education. So it's been really cool to go in the schools again and realize why I really enjoy doing what I'm doing and why I have so much passion for what I do. And a big realization that I realized why I love working with kids is because when I was that age, I was not taught the things that I'm teaching these kids. I didn't know about nutrition. And I wasn't, maybe you have like, maybe something, similar story, but maybe a little bit different. Maybe you were picked on because of your weight, or, the way you talked. But I can tell you what I do remember is I would get picked on for eating fruits and vegetables. I would get picked on for bringing my lunch. And it was actually my own friends that would do this to me. My own circle of friends would pick on me and not really understand why I was eating the way I was. And I taught a lot of it, I taught myself, but my mom also has been a huge influence in that way too, but also getting into running and learning from my coaches. And they would tell us, like, you need to eat healthy, you can't just eat McDonald's all the time. And our coach would always say, like, you can bring something else if you don't want to eat McDonald's, because that's normally where we'd stop right after cross country or track meets. So for me, I would always eat the same thing, though. I would have, and this is when I did eat meat, right? Since now I'm plant-based. But when I did eat meat, I would eat, a small cheeseburger and a small fry. And that's really it. I would not eat a lot because I knew it just wasn't the best food for me. But of course, I was hungry, and I packed my lunch to school. I wasn't going to pack my dinner, right? So anyways, I just realized how much I enjoy teaching and have, just realized what an influence we've had on these kids. That it's truly, truly amazing. And I've also realized too, where I think I do want to grow and move further into what I can do as a career, and kind of on side, on achieving some of the goals. I have one focus right now, but now I'm kind of thinking about wanting to move my business in a little bit of a different direction, or possibly get it to grow to be there. And it definitely, of course, has to do with working with kids, because I forget how much I really enjoy teaching and also working with kids. So anyways, that was not today's topic of discussion, or just something I wanted to talk about. But today, what I really wanted to focus on and talk about is talking about running to eat, or eating to fuel. So for me personally, I honestly think in probably the last 10 years of running, I have always, even though I talk about fueling for my runs and my races, and I understand, that's really where my mindset is, but then sometimes it isn't. I kind of go into these different kind of mindset shifts, if you could say. So it's kind of even hard to say what my mindset is, but I do feel that for a long time, and I often kind of go back that way, is I run to eat. And my mindset says, okay, today I ran 10 miles, right? Now I can eat whatever I want. Do you ever think that? Do you ever feel that if you burn a lot of calories, that you can, oh my gosh, I can eat whatever I want. I can eat a cake. I can, eat a bunch of cookies. Well, guess what? You're gonna feel like crap. I'm just gonna be honest. Maybe in the moment you'll feel good, but afterwards you're going to regret it. You're gonna feel horrible. And really, you're not putting in your body after a run what your body needs to recover the best. And I've known this a lot personally, just have experience with this, that when I really do eat what the research says and what I should eat after I run, I certainly recover a lot better and can, run the next day or the day after, right? Because that's also important when you're training. So, right now I'm training for a full marathon. It's very important that I do make sure that, I remember that I do get sleep. And that's something that's, probably have not been good at because I've been working so much. I haven't really been very disciplined with sleep, but I know that is the same thing as what I eat. Sleep is just as important because that's going to help me recover. Stretching, right? That's also something I need to get better at because that's also going to make me recover. But food is also important because if you're not, you may not recover as soon. And then what if the next day you have to go and do a workout and it's going to be really hard, right? It's so important when you're training and you're running back-to-back days, that you make sure that you're trying to do everything you can possibly do to recover well, to get through that next workout the next day. I kind of have a pattern in my schedule, in my training schedule a little bit, where I know Wednesdays are either I can't talk. I've been talking all day, so I can't talk words right now. So one thing that I've noticed, that now I forgot my train of thought. So I got off track here. So one thing I noticed was that when I'm talking about, a little bit of this is really talking about mindset. So a lot of times I have, been somebody who, started running, I think for a while because I was afraid of gaining weight. And it was more of a fear, because I have to say I've never really gained a lot of weight. I've never been really heavy. My weight kind of stays around the same, but I certainly, and it kind of just has stayed there. But my body composition has certainly changed. And my body fat percentage has gone up and down and changed a little bit. And I just can kind of tell how I feel. But weight-wise, it's just not a very good marker for me at all to focus on my weight, because it's just so bearable, and it's just it doesn't even make sense for me to worry about that. But I think because I grew up where it seemed like everyone was struggling with weight and there was so much focus on weight. And I realized, oh, if I, run, I don't have to worry about my weight, right? I don't have to worry about weight gain. So that was really my mindset about, oh, I can run, so I can eat, which I think is true and not true a little bit, because what can also happen is you can kind of overcompensate things, right? So what I also wanted to talk about was carbohydrates and calories. So, with carbohydrates and calories, for each individual person, this is going to be a little bit different, right? For me, I know that my body really doesn't need that many carbohydrates if I was average person. I could easily gain weight on eating a high carb diet. But our average diet is very high in carbs, and unfortunately, it's mostly the simple carbs, right? And that's what turns into fat. So I know my body's very sensitive, in saying, like, if I was average, did not move, did not exercise, ate a lot of simple carbs, I do think I would gain weight. Because I know my body and I've been learning about my body, right? I'm 29 years old now, and it's taken me a long time. I'm still learning about it. Still trying to figure out my, not only my relationship to food has changed, but also just, really understanding and really focusing on understanding how foods affect me and how I feel after I eat them, has been just a total game changer. It really has. But anyway, so back to, this topic of eating, right? Do you eat to run to eat, or eat to fuel? So I think for a long time, most of the time, that has been my mindset. But I also have learned and know, and that's why I've gotten into nutrition in the first place, right? Was because I knew that I needed to learn how to fuel my body right for my runs and to do well and to perform well. So I have always had that mindset of, I need to make sure I'm fueling my body right to run. But I've also had that mindset of also, running just to eat. And even though I think that is not quite my mindset as much, I would say. I say my mindset now is more of trying to eat to fuel, because a lot of times I am not really good about eating, because I'm so busy and I work so much and I'm running around. Like, for example, today I really didn't feel like I had much time to eat. Lunch was like really quick, felt like I had 10 minutes, shoved food in my mouth. And then I didn't go home till 7 o'clock at night, and I was glad that I had already cooked a meal for myself and just could warm it up. But I also felt like, man, I really didn't eat much today, and I ran 9 miles. Um, so, there's that, not, maybe not even eating enough. But I think what I really want to go back to is the carbohydrates and that mindset of just running to eat, is that we can also go way too far this way and feel like, wow, we ran 9-10 miles today. I need to eat a lot more carbohydrates. I need to eat a lot more calories because I burned a lot of calories. Well, one, I want to say it really depends on your goals. If you're trying to lose weight, then I would say, no, that's not a good strategy. It's not a good mindset. You're not going to lose any weight. For me, I will say running hasn't really, I would say, helped me lose weight. Not that I really had weight to lose, but I've always felt that it has helped me to maintain my weight a lot better than I think just sitting around. So it certainly has, I think, helps. But for me, I don't. And then also what I know about, like, that, what evidence is out there too, I don't believe that there is a lot of evidence showing that you can really lose a lot of weight on running. Not to say that you can't, because I have seen people that they can, but I also have seen that, they start from a place of really not doing much of anything. So really just getting up and moving is going to help, right? It's definitely going to help. But for me, what I believe, like for weight loss, and what you need to do too is to do more strength training and start to gain more muscle, and that way you'll be transforming your body a little bit more. Because I know for me, like, yes, I have strong calves, yes, there's strong glutes, yes, from running, but also I know from working out and doing strength training, I have strengthened muscles and the rest of my body that normally I would not. And I've changed the composition of my body, not from running. I've changed it from doing workouts, from doing strength training. So I also believe that that's, very important, and important to do both, which can be hard. I think it can definitely be hard for runners. And I see this a lot, that runners like, do I need to strength train? Like, when can I do it? And you don't have to do it for a long time. I'm just somebody that would rather go to the gym less and spend more time there than go more often and only go for 30 minutes. For me, I like to just get a good workout in. And when I do that, when I do like a longer workout and a run the same day, I will go work out in the morning for an hour or so, usually less than that. And then I will do my run in the evening. So I kind of split it up. But anyways, back to this topic, right? That I really wanted to talk about is, do you run to eat or eat to fuel? So, as I said, I think for a long time my mindset's been, I run to eat, but now I've really shifted that, because I don't have this weight issue, right? It's like, this is silly. Like, I'm not running to lose weight. For me, my personal goal is trying to qualify for Boston and getting faster, but I also want to get my body stronger and more in shape, right? So really that is my focus. So my focus really is eating to fuel. But I also can sometimes deviate and go back to that old mindset of just running to eat, a little bit, because this morning I go into work and there are muffins and scones. And the first thought was, this is why I'm not fully 100% plant-based, because I'm sure this has fat and sugar and butter, whatever, eggs, whatever in there that's really not vegan. But I did just run 9 miles. So, as you can see, and probably as I'm talking, you're like, Kayla, this is so confusing. Like, what? You're not even making sense. That I really go back and forth. That sometimes I, even though most of the time my mindset is eating to fuel, making sure that I eat enough, I kind of deviate, and sometimes just feel like maybe I just do run to eat, because in the back of my mind, I always feel like it kind of comforts me to believe you're not going to gain weight from just eating this muffin. You ran 9 miles today. Like, it's okay. And it's okay to have a little bit of a treat, right? Especially with my goals, it's a little bit different. If I think I thought about doing like a bikini competition, I do think your diet has to be a lot more serious and strict. And I wouldn't really have that flexibility. But for me, why I do enjoy this sport and why I really do enjoy running is because it's not like that. Powerlifting and bikini, muscle bodybuilders, they are very strict with their diet. Very, very strict. For me, I like to take more with diet and exercise. I like to take more of a lifestyle approach. Running is something I can do for the rest of my life. I can, either run less or push myself less, or I can compete more. or harder, right? I can always, run, but I can, of course, always be challenging myself and doing or having goals to run and, either competitively or not competitively, right? I could just run fun 5Ks, and not really try to really work on speed or really run competitively, because to me it's a lifestyle. Running is who I am. It's a part of my identity and it's a part of my lifestyle. I love moving my body, and I know that. And I've also realized that, for me, like I was listening to a podcast today actually, and they were talking about how, you can change your mood and your mindset just within 20 minutes of movement. And I thought, wow, that's so true. And they were talking about too how like hormones and, different things are released when you're moving your body. For me, I realized it's an hour or more of movement, of running. Because today I ran for an hour and a half this morning, ran 9 miles, and I had all these like light bulbs going off, like all these ideas, all these things that I was like so excited about, and just felt so happy. And I was like, this is so weird. Like I go on, 5 mile run, and like, oh, I'm glad that's done, glad that's over with. Okay, let's move on. Right? But I go on a longer run and I just feel good. For me, I just think because I've been running for so long that the shorter runs, I don't get those, hormones as fast. It takes my body to warm up for an hour. And then after I push that hour, all of a sudden, like things just start coming to me and my mood starts like getting better. And I'm like, yeah. And I think that's why too, for me, I love endurance running, because I don't really quite get, as you would say, like that runner's high until at least over an hour of running straight. So for me, it just takes a little bit longer, and I don't really feel the same. I don't really get that same feeling as I would if I go to the gym. And maybe it is because I just don't go that long. Because usually even if I took a group fitness class, it would be an hour. It wouldn't be over an hour. So it could very well be that. I don't know. I'm just kind of, I'm just explaining what my experience has been, and how, my body, reacts to exercise. But anyways, I do believe, a lot of what I'm talking about, has to do with mindset. And I have been huge into mindset right now because, all the podcasts and things I've been reading, just talk so much about mental shifts, mindset, meditation, all that stuff. And I've really gotten into it because, I feel that I have been changing my mindset around things, and it's changing the way things are. And it's exciting to be able to feel like I am moving in the direction of, achieving not only my goals, but being more in alignment with myself, which feels really good. I don't know if any of you know what I mean by that, but I think what I mean is, we can sort of get off track, right? We can live our life day to day, and kind of forget our goals, forget, why you went to school for something, why, you had a family, and, just kind of put your career on hold, and you just kind of forgot about what lights you up, what is your passion, what really makes you happy, or maybe what you thought would make you happy doesn't actually make you happy once you get there, right? But I really do believe, that mindset is huge. And I think with running, it's so connected because, of course, you guys probably heard like the connection between your mind and your body. There's a lot of, research now going on between, the connection between your brain your mind and your gut, which I think is super interesting. Definitely want to do more research and look more into that, because I think that is just super amazing. Like, now they're talking about how your gut is actually your brain, which is super, super interesting, and right, certainly connects to mindset, the way your body feels, weight issues, whatever that is, whatever that looks like, right? Or, wanting to achieve goals, like wanting to get faster, wanting to qualify for Boston, wanting to run a 5K, whatever that is. It's so important that you make sure that you change that, not change, well, yeah, I guess to change that mindset, but really, whatever that goal is that you want to attain, believe that goal. Believe that goal, but not just believe, have just undenying desire. You have to have desire, because if you do not, if it's not something that is in alignment with you, that feels good to you, that feels right to you, that does not, light you up to have all this passion and desire to do it, then you're not going to do it, right? You have to have that desire. So it has, when you have these goals, you have to create that desire, and that relates so much to your mindset, right? Going back to that mindset. So, that's just, mindset is so, so important. But also, another point I wanted to make with, forgot carbs, and talking about carbohydrates and also calories, is we don't want to overcompensate things, right? And that's why it really depends on the individual. And this is why I've started doing one-on-one coaching, because I really do want to help people. I really want to help you to achieve those goals, but really help you to work with you and help you understand how to make those lifestyle changes. And understand what is a proper portion of carbohydrates, and how many portions are appropriate for maybe non-activity, but then what are appropriate for working out, how much more is actually what I need, because what we think what we need is not always the case, right? So we might not need really that much more, but it really depends. It's very individualistic. A lot of things are very, very, I believe, individualistic. And again, that's why I've started to work with people one-on-one, to give them that individual help. Of course, I am here, to answer any of your guys' questions, and help you as much as I possibly can. But of course, where I can really, really, really help you is to work with you one-on-one, because without doing that, then it can be really hard to really get down to the underlying causes, get down to really what's stopping you from achieving your goals. Because also, with health and fitness, I don't believe it's always, maybe there could always be an underlying cause of what's going on that has gotten you to where you are, right? So yeah, I mean, mindset, I think wherever you are in your health and fitness journey, mindset is so, so huge and so important. And again, I think trying to shift more, talking specifically to runners, is, shifting more to that mindset of eating to fuel, not as much running to eat. And I think it's really important we try to make that shift. And of course, as I said, I always kind of deviate back to that old mindset. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that's really all I wanted to talk about today. But if anybody has any questions, certainly, as I said, feel free to message me, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. And, of course, too, if any of you are interested in working with me, I would love to work with you. If you think we'd be a good fit to work together, You can certainly apply. I do have an application that you can do, or you can even just go right to my website and also book a call with me. We can hop on the phone and see if we'd be a good fit to work together. So we can do that. And one more thing I did want to add before I sign off on this video is also that as of yesterday, I will be taking on not just nutrition coaching clients, working with them one-on-one, but also clients that are wanting more run coaching, as in wanting a training plan, and more of coaching for running. But of course, I can also do nutrition coaching. Right now, they are really set up so they are separate services. But I can always figure out how to get you a little bit of a discount if you want both services. If you want nutrition with the run coaching, we certainly can work together and figure out a discount for you, so you don't have to pay as much if you want both, because of course they are very related, right? But I'm super excited to take this on. This is something very new to me. As many of you know, I've been running for a long time, but I really do have a lot of passion for running and want to help others and getting to those goals, because I know what it feels like to achieve that goal, to run that first 5K, to run that first marathon. When I ran my first marathon, I cried, and I remember them saying, I'm even tearing up now. I was at that finish line, and I remember running through it, and there's usually a chute, right? And there's lots of people around, and they give you your medal. And sometimes, for me, I'm just vaulting that it's so hard to just stop. After running for so long, my legs don't always want to stop. But I remember tears were crying, and they were like, "We hope those are happy tears." And I was like, yeah, I think they're both, because my legs hurt. As soon as I stopped, I realized how much pain my legs were in, because all my lactic acid, was building up in them. And I just felt like I wanted to fall to the ground. My legs felt like they're going to fall underneath me. And I felt like my body was in a little bit of a pain, shock. So I was hurting, but at the same time, they were happy tears, because I was so proud of myself for doing what I did, for setting a goal and doing it. And, it was something that I just wanted to cross off my bucket list. Was running a marathon. And then here I am, training for the Boston Marathon, or not training, hopefully, cross your fingers, I will be training for the Boston Marathon next year, but training to qualify to run the Boston Marathon is what I meant to say. So anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this video. Something that I asked my students today after I taught the class was, what did you get out of this class today? What did you learn that was something new? So if you guys are watching this and you watched this whole thing through the end, please comment below what you learned from this video, what you took away from this video, what was something new that you learned, or something that, just stuck out to you that was super helpful, that related to you, whatever it is. I would love, love, love it if you guys just comment below this video. If not, that's okay too. If you don't want to comment and, because other people can see it, you can certainly just message it to me. That's fine too. For confidentiality, I take that, very seriously and value that. So that is fine too. I know how hard it is to really be vulnerable too and put yourself out there. It's not an easy thing to do, and something that I've been learning to overcome. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really do. I'm super excited to talk about this. I thought this was a really good topic. Also talking about running, relating it to fueling for fueling yourself to run, talking about relationship around food, talking about mindset shifts, talking about relationship between carbohydrates, calories, right? All that stuff that I think is so related and so important to talk about and try to figure out to get to your goals. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I will be going live on Friday for a Q&A. So if you are have any questions and want to wait till then and can come in live at Friday, 8 o'clock, that would be awesome. And you can certainly do that. Or as I said, just message me with any questions or anything you want to just talk and discuss about. I'm open to doing. If you want to hop on the phone too, I can certainly do that. So anyways, I will leave you with that, and thank you guys so much for joining me and tuning in. And if you stayed to the end to watch this whole video, I just appreciate it so much. So thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.